Hello and welcome back to the DreamLeague Season 13 EU Closed Qualifiers. We are here in the group stages where we are up to our fourth series of the day, and it is going to be Alliance versus Viking in this best of two matchup. My name is Nomad, and joining me is Misery. Thanks so much for coming to join me. How have you been finding the new patch, sir?
I've been enjoying the patch a lot. I actually haven't had more fun playing Dota, uh, yeah, in a long, long time. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of it feels good to be bad again for me, just not knowing stuff, just figuring stuff out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. It's a nice state to be in for sure, and I think that's what this patch has achieved very, very well. But one team which has been probably working very, very hard to try and figure out this new patch is certainly Alliance, as they had a great start to the kind of last round of first tournaments, I suppose. They won the last Dream League, so maybe coming back to take the back-to-back titles here, perhaps. But of course, if they want to do that, they have to make it through these qualifiers. Meanwhile, Viking, they're going to be probably a little bit disappointed, I would say, about their 1-1 result versus the Dark Sword Dark people. So this is probably going to be, if they can get a win here, they'll be pretty pleased about that. But I don't think anybody's really favoring them.
No, I think obviously for Lion, Secret, Nigma, and perhaps Team Liquid, they are aiming for the top two. I think it's for the other team. I think it's more important to make sure you don't get last, because I think most of the other teams are quite even. But yeah, I do agree. I think Alliance are one of the favorites to take the spots for the major. They seem very solid. They have been playing really well so far.
Yeah, they really have. I've been enjoying them a lot, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air. A lot of new faces in the kind of top echelons of EU Dota. We know these guys from a really long time. Obviously, Fad has been around for ages. Limp, 33. I mean, even Nico's been around for a really long time, right?
10 seconds.
I mean, Nico is kind of like more new to the competitive scene. He has kind of been around, but I don't think he's been really discovered up until like recently this TI.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fata for sure. I think like he's very smart and very good at the game. He's definitely maybe not even getting as much praise as he deserves overall. So yeah, I mean, then you have really hungry players in Hanskin and Limp who haven't really won that much in the past. So it ended up actually being a team where I don't know, it just gels well together in almost every way, you could say. I think one of their struggles has been maybe to be a little predictable. Like their strategies are very similar every time, so that could be a challenge, especially in a new patch. But like in general.
Well, maybe the new patch might complement that because when nobody knows what they're doing, new strategies coming out, a new way of playing the game. It could be through the chaos that they kind of succeed when they're.
I mean, you could also argue it might not even be because of like Alliance in particular. It's also just a patch in general that like the last patch was very. I mean, you kind of wanted to pick the same heroes every time. You kind of wanted to pick Abaddon and Else, Legion Commander, and Omni Knight for offlane every game, and the same 5 heroes every game, stuff like that. So now, yeah, you can pretty much play any hero again, and it's like a fresh breath to Dota. Something that I've enjoyed a lot is the fact that you can kind of just play whatever in your pub games, and you won't get flamed, or you'll just kind of play your game. People respect it, because it's a new patch. So it feels like the games are, like pub games at least, are more relaxed. I don't know how it is in other brackets, but at least in the Divine bracket, it feels like it's very enjoyable at least. Whereas before it was like fairly miserable.
Yeah, no, I can definitely echo that. You know, people really like to stick to the meta. If you're breaking the meta, you're making it harder to win, etc., etc. So yeah, people when they don't know it, they can't complain about it. But let's get into this game. We've got 4 heroes picked up on both teams already, and we've seen this Tiny coming back again and again. And also, it's going to be a first phase this game. 2 heroes we haven't seen so far today, but have been a little bit popular throughout other qualifiers and opens in different regions, such as Weaver and Invoker. People have been trying him to varying degrees of success, I believe.
Yeah, Invoker. I think Invoker mid is pretty strong now. It just has a good variety of spells, and yeah, it's just solid. It goes even against everything pretty much. It has like this high regen from the Quas. I know people have been playing some Exort as well. It's kind of hard to tell which one they're gonna bring in. That's also, I guess, one of the strengths of the hero now is that when Exort is coming back, you kind of don't know exactly what to expect, so you have to kind of plan around playing against both. But yeah, I mean the drafts look pretty even right now, I'd say. I do think the Weaver looks really strong for Alliance. They only have one Tiny, and I don't think Tiny is particularly good against Weaver. Tiny in terms of stunts, right?
Yeah, I mean, he offers that blow up potential, which if you get it in before he can get off the time lapse or anything like that, is always great. But you can throw out a bit of stat items around the Weaver and generally pad yourself out enough, especially with the Abaddon to save him as well.
Yeah, I think Viking should either look for a way to control the Weaver. I think Nyx Assassin is really good here for them if they could fit that in. It's good against Weaver and Leshrac at the same time. But they need some kind of control, or they need a way to kind of be unkillable so that they can kind of just wear out this Weaver and focus everyone else. But I would suggest that they find some kind of disable.
Yeah, definitely need something a little bit hard. I mean, that's something which Secret we're really neglecting, though. Like, neither of their drafts had, like, any disable in them, really. We had, like, Yapsor basically having to do everything in terms of disable and lockdown. So clearly it's not something they cared about, but maybe other teams. Yeah, there you go. So Legion Commander coming out, blast from the past for the last patch, but that should offer something at least to get on top of this Weaver. But is it enough?
I don't know if Weaver cares that much. I'm more curious, I think, to see if it's going to be Tiny mid or Invoker mid, because people also like to run Quas Vex 4. I think Tiny 4 is Tiny 4 with LC is going to be a little weak here. They're going to get smashed by Weaver CM. That does not sound like good for them.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. But I know that Tanner, UK player, respect. He's definitely a big Invoker player. He played it a lot last patch, so wouldn't be surprised to see him play in the Invoker. I think that's very likely.
They could just throw the LC alone and try to tri-lane and shut down Abaddon completely. That's probably better. Get Slack complete free farm.
Also, this is like the most value Sunstrike game I've ever seen. You've got Shadow Demon for the disruption, Legion Commander with the duel, even to an extent Pounce, Tiny with the combo. You know, pretty much every single one of these heroes can set off in one way. But now we have an Ursa coming out from Alliance as a final pickup here. Nico, baby. Whew, this hero seems good in my opinion.
So it's a 4 Weaver. Yeah, Ursa's really strong right now. So yeah, it's kind of like one of those heroes it's very hard to itemize against, because he just, if you buy Ghost Scepter, he will buy Nullifier. If you buy BKB, you know, it doesn't really do much against Ursa. He blows up people really fast. He has this ultimate that makes him kind of, he's very hard to kill, you know? He kills you before you can kill him, kind of thing. Yeah. So it's very hard to actually play around this hero. And then when you combine him with Abaddon, it's like, it's actually very difficult to control him. Maybe they're gonna have an Aghanims on Weaver as well later on. So I don't know how Viking is gonna kill heroes. It feels like it's gonna be difficult, but yeah, I mean, I guess it also depends on what kind of Invoker we're looking at. If it's a Quas Vex or Exort. What does Tanner prefer?
Does make the difference. I know he played a lot of Quas Vex in the last patch. But I think he's like as all long-term Invoker players, they tend to be raised by Exalt Invoker, and then eventually had to adjust to Quas Vex for the new patches to make the hero viable. But I reckon I'd be very surprised if he didn't go Exalt in this game in particular. I just feel like it offers a lot. That said, though, then I guess you got the Tiny to back up with the magic damage as well. But Yeah, I'm really liking kind of both drafts here. Yeah, excited
I
to see
mean,
them play.
I think Viking is gonna have a hard time winning their lanes and like keeping up with the speed of Alliance's heroes, like this whole Crystal Maiden, Weaver, CM. No, Leshrac, sorry. It's like their heroes don't need much items and their spells are really strong. Whereas I think Viking heroes like Legion Commander and Shadow Demon, like they need some time to come online. Same for 4 Tiny. Like these heroes they need levels and like they need quite a lot of levels before they start doing damage. And I
Yeah.
think Alliance's heroes might be too fast for them.
Okay, well, we'll see what piece of the game they're going to play at, but I certainly see... Yeah, I mean, Alliance with an Ursa, with a Weaver, I'd be very surprised to see them playing anything but in 5th gear the entire game, but let's get into it. Game number 1 in this best of 2 series between Alliance and Viking now getting underway. And we'll start with a tip onto the Tiny. Who knows what that's about? Never know what the tips are about. Can you give any insight when you see these random tips coming out? What are they doing? What are they talking about?
I guess it depends. Maybe these people know each other one way or another. Maybe there's some small beef going on. Maybe this person tipped you in the pub earlier. Who knows, man? It could be whatever.
I'm all about the the drama. Yeah, so Tiny starting it seems to be like maxing tree grab every game we've seen so far when they're in this core position, but this is going to be different because Tiny's not going to be kind of a core, I don't believe. Yeah, I think this is a 4 Tiny, Toby on the offlane, so pushing forward here.
And it's a Quasvex Invoker. He's also rushing Urn.
Oh, really?
See with his items here. Yeah.
Well,
I guess that's fine, I suppose.
Meanwhile, Toby just chasing Fada all the way back under his tower. He wants this bounty rune. He doesn't want to have to fight Fada for it. Not confident in his finger-clicking abilities, and yeah, Fada won't be getting here anywhere near in time.
Look at top lane. Celery is looking to be in trouble here.
He is indeed. 33 trying to chase here. He's only got the shield in order to try and bring him down with, but Hanskin, he's got the Sakuchi getting on top of him. Solari should be dead. Oh, Shadow with the blocks coming in just the right angle to stop him getting through. The Shadow Demon actually lives there. Wow. That was a very nice play from the Slug.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, that was good. Although they did have to use a flask, and Alliance didn't really use much.
Yeah.
So not the ideal start you want to your lane, but yeah, they're gonna be alright.
Oh yeah, and Hanskin's just like they forgot about this bounty rune.
Slag is definitely happy in this lane against Abaddon, at least for now.
Yeah, Hanskin's going to try and come in, but I haven't seen this much. How much does the Weaver 4 actually do in terms of harass and lane contribution?
He does something. I mean, he's gonna... The problem for them is that the fact that they have this Shadow Demon. I don't think it matches up pretty well against Weaver here. Weaver's gonna happily buy a stick and then just enjoy the stick charges that comes in, so he can keep spamming Shukuchi. Plus he has the Siamora. So I think in this particular lane, Weaver kind of comes out on top a little bit. Also because he has Abaddon with him. So I think I would favor their lane a bit.
Yeah, Shad taking a ton of damage here, but there are four poison stacks which are going to get popped onto Hanskin here, dropping him kind of low. Might want to get a salve out with that magic stick, as Shad will be salving as well. So yeah, a lot of these flasks coming out and being popped very early on up in this top lane as the aggression is thick and fast. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Limp all the way back under his tower as he lanes up versus the Invoker. Fight Me comes out from Tanner.
Something else you can do is if you're a 4 position player and you're playing this Weaver Hanskin right now, is you can look to obviously harass the Shadow Demon and the Slark to the point where they have to use their courier and then look to snipe the courier in this patch. It's very easy, you just go and one-hit it, and as a Weaver you are like, it's easy prey for you basically.
It's very,
so it's a bit
annoying.
Scary for their safe lane. Like right now, just look at the courier coming out right now with the wards and the flask.
Very, very low to Toby and Aramis, but is able to get himself into the trees and get that salve. Now turning it around, he'll be the Tiny who's in trouble. Nico Baby, he's got the ground pound, should be able to close the distance here, leaps on top of him, gets a kill as Fada goes down as well. Nico Baby, I'm not sure you can fight into Toby though, but he's still going to try it, and Toby is the one who backs himself away. Nico Baby surviving on about 100 HP there. Meanwhile, as you say, there's Hanskin grabbing that courier off Solari's there, and that was a lot of regen just taken away. And Solari has A singular mango.
That's huge. Like now, look at Slark, look at SD. They have no regen left. I don't even know if you want to kill SD here, because now he gets to like ferry some stuff out for the Slark.
Yeah.
He doesn't have gold actually.
Pretty valuable. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we have a kill again onto Toby this time, as they're able to bring down the Legion Commander. Goodness me, there's a lot of action taking place in every lane except mid right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's have some focus on this bottom lane. I'll make sure we catch any kills up at top. But Legion Commander plus Tiny, it feels like there's a lot of damage to be coming out of that, especially into, you know, the right clicks of Nico Baby. Fada, he's got a lot on his shoulders to be able to control this lane.
I mean, it's kind of also hard for them to kill, because like you try to go on Ursa. If CM is in the right position, that is. If CM is in the right position, you go on Ursa, you're both gonna get Novad, and it's kind of done, right? Like you lose your tech speed and move speed. Whereas Ursa is so strong against 2 melee heroes. So I would say it's a hard one.
Dropping low, he is going to die. Nico Baby surviving for now, running forwards actually onto Toby here, as Fada just stays to fight him. He's got 5 stick charges on Fata and none on Toby, so Fada will surely win this engagement. He's going to come in. He doesn't have enough mana for the Crystal Nova and the Frostbite though, which means the Legion Commander can escape, but they're really playing to the line.
Hans gets nice Securia again.
God. No couriers allowed in the top lane. Somebody get Peter on the line as Shad trying to hide in the trees, trying to eat his way through. A nice little path he found for himself here. He doesn't have the leap available for another 10 seconds. Solari, though, just trying to get these poisons off, but Shad might be going down here. Weaver, can he finish the job? 33 dropping low as well, but he's got a miscoil. Would love to come in and just finish off Shad here, but Shad now realizes the cooldowns are gone and gets himself out. Fada drops in the bottom lane as Solari still trying to search for 33, but 33 drops in the other direction. Now the poison finds him, but he needs a little bit more. Gotta go for disruption. Is he going for both here? That seems extremely greedy, but looks like neither will die, perhaps. Though Shad's here. He's got the pounce. Is he going to use it? Handskin reveals himself. He's got these 3 poison stacks on him, but nobody's dropping up here. They're so close to death. Just staying in front of Solari, but I mean, this level 2 poison doesn't seem to be enough.
Yeah, right. Close for both teams, but I feel like, I mean, they're both going to have shrines. So...
Throughout all of this. Oh no. He did go for this bounty rune. Is it worth it if he dies here? Well, he's going to try and play around, running in the Scoochie, but does get picked off by Solari in the end. He runs into the Sentry Ward, in fact. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, but that Sentry Ward's on the high ground just to spot him out. Imagine that was a D ward earlier, so unlucky.
He just placed it, so there might be a way where Hanskin can have an idea that there's a ward. He also potentially saw the ward get planted with his own observer. But I guess what's going to be interesting to see is whenever Tanner starts to move around, what he can do. Because Lesh is probably going to be farming. If he ends up he's not even going for Edict, so his push potential for top lane, or mid for that matter, is like, yeah, it's non-existent, which is a good thing for Viking. I think if Leshrac would rotate top at like 8 minutes with max Edict or several points in Edict, it would be very hard for them to defend.
Yeah, with the resource lines being cut and the amount of kills they managed to find up here and the amount of pressure they put on, Slark is just in absolutely no state to offer any kind of aggressive potential. So, but yeah, as you say, Leshrac unable to take advantage of that. So he's going for this energy booster. I'm kind of surprised. I thought Limp, Limp's a very big fan of these boots of travel, but maybe he just wants to go for the quick Bloodstone? Maybe it's just going to be full mana.
I guess so. I guess he's going to go, I mean, at least he has it queued up for now, but he might change his mind.
Interesting. All right, well, we do have a pause as the Abaddon reconnects, so I guess it's time to reflect on the standings of the current lane as Tanner in mid, 24-9 on the old CS chart. Meanwhile, Leshrac way up in 32-6, but he has been jungling this hard camp quite a bit. I think maybe 2 or 3 of them taken, so maybe about 28 is a bit more accurate, but still definitely doing better, and I think the net worth will certainly reflect the Leshrac is a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, he's gonna get more gold, right, from just lane creeps and neutrals.
Yeah.
But I mean, Invoker is really happy in this kind of a scenario, though, where he just gets to sit mid and lasted everything for free.
fortified.
God, this is obnoxious as Alliance. Just 33 in hand skin, offering so much to this top lane. Just jumping under towers, they don't care. The battle will happily tank it with your Photic Shield. And Shadowm is going down to the Mist Coil even. Still can't get in range to finish him off. Shad's going to limp himself back to base as Solari drops super low as well. Another pause comes out, this time from the Legion Commander, who is suffering a little bit of lag. Shadow Demon, I mean, in 4 seconds, there will be another Mist Coil. I'm wondering if he's going to be able to chase him all the way, though. Who's faster?
They're
337
actually
versus
same move
330.
speed, even though the one guy has boots, one guy doesn't. Pretty much same move speed, that is. And he's gonna get him, I think, if you choose to chase, because he has that ward. Otherwise, Shadow Demon would be able to juke him.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
he
he
turns
has
around with the
disruption.
disruption. Yeah,
He's fine.
that's going to get him out to safety. Meanwhile, actually, Limp goes down in the middle lane. Even with the pause, didn't spot that one out. So, again, you know, probably wouldn't have got the kill without this moveset he's got with the 2-1-3.
Yeah, I missed that as well.
Dire's middle tower is under
Shouldn't have happened, I think.
Aramis drops as well. Yeah, a bit of a misplay from the Invoker perhaps, but he does get himself caught out and his tower's going to take a bit of damage, but as we mentioned before, if he had more points in this Edict, he probably would have been able to put a lot more damage on the tower, but that said, it also probably would have resulted in the kill. So now Shad's going to attempt to try his luck in the middle lane against this Leshrac. Oh, Weaver up at top, dropping very low to Tanner with the Tornado EMP combo, but couldn't quite finish the job and didn't get his mana low enough, so Hanskin will be able to TP back to Fountain and survive this rotation from Tanner.
That feels bad for Invoker, but he does get the deny though, and now it gives gold to his team. That's, yeah, decent enough.
I'm actually trying to make a play onto the Invoker here, but Solari just turning straight around onto Fata, jumping them down with Soul Catcher and everything on top of him. Now Tornado lands nicely through onto 2. Fata though still with plenty of health, but now he's dropping low, and the poison is there as well. They grab the kill. Tanner though being chased, but now in comes Aramis. The support is here in the Tiny. 33 dropping very low indeed, and that's going to be a double kill for the Invoker up in the top lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very nicely done from him as he just turns up top with the Urn of Shadows and the Blades of Attack and just kind of plays some high-paced dirty, using his little bit of a level advantage there with that Crosswex build to show his strength. And a nice little dodge out from Shadow. Even going to throw the Tornado here onto Lim, slowing him down. He's going to be stuck inside this EMP as the damage is coming out from the two of them here. Lim getting so very low and does get finished off. Another kill for Tanner here as he moves across the middle lane and grabs himself yet another kill, making it 3 in a row.
Yeah, wow. Turn of events, gets killed mid, and now he has, like, 1-2 minutes later, he has 3 kills to his name at the Night Tower, and he's feeling good.
Yeah, certainly is. He's like, man, I made a mistake. I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm going to go make up for it in the top lane, and then with the rotation through onto mid as well.
I'm a bit surprised how well Legion Commander has been able to do in this game. He has same CS as Ursa, and that's maxing his Q as well.
Yeah, that's not at all what I expected from this lane.
But I guess the CM did rotate, and Tiny didn't. Tiny was also mid. Yeah, I think he should not maybe have gotten that much.
But the broom handle on the Ursa is a really nice little item there. You know, Ursa has really random ranges anyway, so this is going to make it even further. He's definitely the #1 hero who just seems to sometimes get crazy long hits off, finish someone off. And
how does he get off Fury swipes if he's using the broom to hit?
Good point. Good point. Oh no. Oh no, Solari, is he going to make it? No, he's not. He is going to get finished off. But still, I mean, they got every single bounty rune. They won't get both the outposts, though. Be 1-to-1 on the outposts. He tried to go for it. You got to respect the play there. The selfless play as he jumps forward on the Shadow Demon. Very aggressive.
Did I hear a squeak?
Well, the game's more even than I thought.
Yeah,
the map is going to be a bit. The map is going to be a bit smaller though.
They a little bit of miscommunication there, and it looks like the Tiny might be paying the price for this one. Tanner from the low ground trying to make something happen along with Solari there as they get the disruption off. Aramis though so very low, and Nico Baby flying into action with that new Earthshock, able to finish off the kill, and his courier goes down as well, just to add insult to injury.
Yeah.
Imagine being dead and not getting passive gold. How sad. Nico Baby's not done though. He's jumping onto Solari right now. Solari doesn't have the disruption off cooldown just yet, but in comes Toby, gets a nice overwhelming odds off, but Tanner's the one taking all of this damage as Haskin jumps in. My goodness, they just pop him. In comes... No, I was going to say that would be a bad TP. And Toby coming a little bit too far forward here. There are 5 heroes. You're not respecting that. Your tier 2 is not a safe place to be from Alliance right now as they turn up the pressure and Vikings start to crack as they lose, I think, about 4 heroes in total there.
Yeah.
One after the other.
That is very costly.
Go down at the first start, so that does make it feel.
It's kind of interesting with this patch, and actually just a recent, more modern Dota, you could say, is that when you have one hero like Slark who just wants to hit creeps, and the other team like plays really fast together as 5 with tower damage, usually they look like they're just getting owned, right? But realistically, it's 4 versus 5. It's very hard to stop it from happening.
Oh, 33, if they get him before his borrowed time comes off cooldown, this could be big, and they certainly do. Shad will find it. Look at the chat line, sorry. Don't give up. So cute, so wholesome, this Alliance team.
But yeah, they need to try to avoid fighting them, I think, until Slack gets his Diffusal Blade. Also, Legion Commander probably needs to be there to defend his tower earlier, but yeah. I mean, they still look like in decent shape. They're gonna smoke bottom now, I think, to LC. If they get a kill, it could be big.
No, they're changing their mind, but they're running into 3 heroes currently.
They wanted the Roche.
And Leshrat going into the pit. If they kill the CM, they might realize, yeah, they definitely realize something's going on here. CM is obliterated as he had banished on the stairs. They know this guy's going to have his borrowed time back up now, but this will disrupt the Roshan attempt at the very least. And yeah, they see this Shadow Demon hyper aware of this one, just sending in those illusions to Roche. I really like that from Solari. Finger on the pulse right now. Yeah. Ursa gets some honey. I feel like this should work better for Ursa since he's a Baron. Nico Baby is running into 4 heroes right now, trying to jump forwards with the air shock, and they are showing respect right now as they back themselves away, but fire heroes on the run. The lightning bolt comes in. Solari's going to throw out the banishment, trying to draw them back right now. Hanskin, though, he's looking forward, trying to give them that sight they need to keep these lightning bolts coming out. They're really annoying, consistently slowing them down, but in comes Tanner with the EMP, holding them back, but 33's on top of Aramis. Aramis needs something to keep him alive here, and nothing will come in. So he's going to get popped by 33. The Lions continue their aggressive maneuvers, and they keep on paying off big time for them. And now they can look into Roshan, and with the Tiny and the Shadow Demon dead, this might be a little bit easier. Yeah, this time they're not half-assing it. All 5 heroes gathering around this Roshan's pit. Tanner running down the big staircase and then throwing the Cold Snap onto Fada, but Lim's trying to get some maneuverings here. And with the both, Tanner, he's getting low. He doesn't have that much health. The MP is going to restore his mana, and now they come in. Toby as well, helping him out, but the bear is hungry, and they're going to use the duel here to try and just hold back the Ursa. Not trying to get a kill, but Toby, he looks like he's given his life for the cause here. Tanner trying to come back in, make something happen, throws down the ice wall. Viking fighting desperately to the line here, but I'm not sure they've got enough. Nico Baby is dropping low, but tears down Aramis all the same, and now jumping forwards for more, cannonballing into battle, takes down another. Tanner eats the deck, and now they look towards Solari as 33 will slash through him. Shad on the run. The Slug is the last remaining member of Viking alive, and he's going to go for a TP. Is that going to happen? Yes, it is. Just about. 4 heroes dead though on the side of Viking, and finally, Alliance should be able to take this Roshan here. There will be no more interruption from Viking, I think. But that said, they are still respawning. Could come in and try this one more time, but I don't think they want to keep on throwing their bodies into the blender like this.
Yeah. No, it's so hard to fight into this Abaddon shield every 6 seconds.
Tanner's not done though. He really wants to try and like mess them up here. And in comes the dust. Did he see this coming? He certainly did. He just really wants to try and steal this Roshan, playing inside and outside of the pit. All the bash comes in onto the Ursa. Tanner, what are you doing, buddy? Throws down the tornado, but will not be finished off. Actually, as a purge comes in for the Legion Commander, now trying to get the duel onto the Handskin of the Weasline, but in comes 33 with the shield. Nico Baby so close to finishing off Roshan. Sunstrike comes down as well to give them the vision. In comes the destruction. Toby into the pit. They get the apes on 33, though it doesn't even matter. Alliance will still pick it up despite all the Viking jumping in, but they get the kill onto Nico Baby. And now they're looking to Handskin as well. He's trying to get a There's time lapse off with the cold snap. He can't manage to do it. Does finally do so. Now 2 man's done from Limp. Might get the kill into Aramis. Toby just trying to TP out of this one, as is Solari. Maris going to lead them into the pit. Does decide to go down here. Toby didn't get off that TP. It was interrupted by Yule Scepter as he's on the run now. Oh, Legion Commander trying to get under tower. I mean, he's tanky. It's going to take him a while to bring him down here. Needs to get rid of that bug, but with the anti-armor, they make him look like butter, and Limp will finish the job with a lightning bolt, and that puts an end to the Roche fiasco, which despite Viking's best efforts, and you got to give them credit there, they really did try hard, and they very, very nearly threw Alliance down, but unfortunately the Aegis did still go into their hands, admittedly not into the hero they wanted, but they get the Aegis all the same.
What a ridiculous maneuver by this Invoker. He's dusted, running around between 3 heroes. That was really crazy. It almost worked out for them, actually.
Yeah, you know, when I told you this guy plays a little bit like... Oh, I think I was actually talking to Mo Farah when I said this guy plays a little bit like Thompson. That's exactly what I meant. Very Thompson maneuver. That wasn't quite the toss they were looking for, but it doesn't really matter. Fada's still going down here. Oh, Tanner claims it.
You die as you lived, insipid and ignorant.
1 for the Tornado Gods. Sacrifice to Alakir. Oh, and that's a Dragon Scale for the other team as well. Guys, pick up your items, guys. There's a courier going out to it, right?
Maybe they didn't see it.
Oh no. Meanwhile, Limp in the middle lane, they're going to go for the duel onto him here. Do they have the damage to bring him down in time? Yes, they do. Down goes the Leshrac, and now they look towards 33, who pops the borrowed time here. This guy does have the Aegis, so this is a really tricky target to bring down, but Slock is just eating him right now. He's getting fatter and fatter. That's 54 stolen agility on Shad right now, but they've frozen him solid. Doesn't make you invincible. Gets off the ultimate, though, looking for more. Fatter jumping back into this one, and it's going to be picked off pretty easily here as Shad brings him down. So down on the backlines, trying to get some damage off, trying to find a hero. He's disarmed for now, but Solari should still be going down. Nico Baby will finish the job. 33 blasting through the fight. He's got this Aegis. Should probably be finished off sometime soon, but they're looking towards the other targets instead. Nico Baby's going to be the next target, and Shad still so much agi. 111 agility at 80 minutes into the game. This is crazy, and they'll bring down Nico Baby again. Viking, what are you doing, guys? This is some seriously high-paced Dota from them. Not what we expected at all coming into this one, Misery.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's a lot of agility. Look at his damage.
This is
and his armor. Yeah.
pretty mad.
They need to be happy with what they got, I think. Or they could just keep going, maybe.
They could maybe play with the Tagi, I'm not too sure. There's so much action going on, I actually forgot to change it to net worth until now, so... I'm sure nobody will mind, though. People don't really comment on that sort of thing. They throw Toby in. He has got a duel. Maybe going for a cheeky one here, but it's around the sidelines. Oh my god, Weaver just evaporates under the force, and now they've got a duel off onto the Leshrac Alliance. They are not doing it right now. Hanskin TPing back into this one. I'm not sure what for, as Fada's being eaten alive. Shed still with plenty of health. He's just absolutely huge. He's right the way back up. How much was that on? Like 170? 160? That was...
I don't know. Did Alliance just like lose the game? Like what happened? That was crazy. Like,
what are they doing?
Yeah, they just kept fighting. That was a wow. It's a wide open game again. Slug is super fat now.
Yeah, he really is. He's looking at this Skadi or BKB. Well, I mean, considering how the game's gone so far, I feel like you just want to go for the Skadi and it's become an absolute...
Actually, like so they killed Limp first, right? And then they kept fighting Alliance, and without Limp, they actually don't have damage, because Ursa kind of gets controlled by like Shadow Demon, Tiny Avalanche, Invoker spells, and so on. So, and they have a pipe on LC, so actually they don't have damage to do these type of fights without Leshrac. So now, I mean, Viking got all their levels they need, right? And they're actually... They're kind of favored right now, I think.
I would agree. Does Gaben agree? Okay, Gaben does not agree. Gaben's still an Alliance fanboy, but... You said that, you know, Viking would be looking for a timing, and if Alliance can beat them before they hit that timing, then obviously Alliance would have a great game, but... We didn't really expect Viking to get that timing by fighting this hard. is really unexpected, but Alliance, they're happy to keep on going right now. Can they take a better fight this time around? They toss back the Leshrac into the Shad right away, blowing him up. They get the duel off, and that's going to be a beautiful kill out from Aramis onto Limp. The toss back totally worth his life, and now they're going to look for 2 more. Fada's going to be the next target as Shad just getting to work on top of him, popping that ultimate. Is going to respect the freezing field, though, getting himself back out to safety. Tanner as well in the tree line, trying to play the yo-yo fight, get out and then get back in. But will there be a getting back in, or is this just a full-on retreat? Hard to say, but in comes the Alacrity onto Shad, coming around the back lines of the fight right now, but got to be a little bit careful. The Bear is angry, and with the borrowed time coming out as well, it makes it 2 very unappealing targets. It looks like Toby's going to fall as well, with 2 of the cores down. Slark gets himself out to safety. Solari might not be so lucky, though, turning around the disruption, but being chased into the tree line. It's going to be a pretty easy kill onto the support Shadow Demon, and down he does go. Solari will be joining his teammates in the grave. Unfortunately, only survivors was a Slark in that one, to be honest. And he's like, oh, look, a dragon scale.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, don't do it again. Okay, he saw it this time.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Goodness
Slark had
gracious.
to pop his ultimate there on the CM ultimate, which meant they had to run away. They couldn't really turn because Slark was like, I can't fight, guys.
Oh, Aramis nearly gets 33 brought down here, but Nico Baby's on top immediately with the Diffusal Blade. However, they don't want to stick around for this one. Tanner, he's the one jumping forward though. 33, he's a little bit too far forward here. He does have the borrowed time, and Tanner knows that, so it doesn't follow up with any more of a combo. Although could consider the Cold Snap. Nico Baby though, he's a scary hero coming out from the front, and they're going to get the duel off once again onto Limb. This time he's got no spells coming off, so it's going to be an easy one. And they can maybe look for more. Fada going for the TP, should be able to complete that one in peace. Hanskin, meanwhile, up into the sky. Tanner will not be able to chase any further than this.
Limp dying again. Limp's game is not as he wanted it to be, at least. That hero does farm fast, also. Has the comeback potential. But he kind of needs a BKB, it feels like.
Yeah, it's he's getting controlled up pretty well in these fights. Like the Slark seems to be able to do a lot more just because he's got these dispels available. I mean, what about? No, you don't really gonna want to go Lotus Orb when you're playing against a Lashrac. Just a flat BKB seems way better.
He has a full Skadi on Slark now.
Yeah. They just keep playing around him, I think. Keep that Alacrity going. Keep the pressy attacks going. This Slark seems so damn strong right now.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire are scanning.
Alliance, meanwhile, they're pushing out top, trying to get a bit of split push going on their support. Weaver mid as well, getting the creeps shoved in a little bit.
They have to be careful though now, Alliance, with their positioning, because Lark's gonna rotate in. They need to be make sure that they're 5 when they start the fight, otherwise, yeah, it could go really bad, like we saw earlier. If one guy gets picked off and then Tiny toss back, and there's some Invoker spells, some STs catch, like they do have a lot of way of catching more people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alliance rely a lot on Abaddon saving their heroes, and if he's for some reason not in the position to save people, then it's kind of crumbling for them a bit in these fights.
Yeah, he's been on the front lines an awful lot though. 33.
No, he's been doing really well, but it's hard if you have to save your whole team, right?
Yeah.
Every time. I think it's also about the other guys more being out of position than 33.
Yeah, yeah. But with Nico Baby having the BKB now, I think this is going to change, right? Oh, that said, he's been tossed up into the air, but I don't think he minds losing his mana.
But even the BKB, I mean, it's big for him for sure, but there is still ways for Viking to control with SD ultimate and just a couple of different saves, kiting him around.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see, Alliance going back to this familiar high ground here as Viking take their jungle. Doing what Vikings do best, pillaging what should not belong to them. I don't want to talk about the other thing they do. Ring of a Killer Slug. Well, here's a very, very nice pickup. Oh, missing the tornado there on 33, but I don't really think there was much of a fight breaking out, although Shad is going to get dart packed for now, but he's able to pounce away from this one relatively easily, despite Nico Baby's best efforts to cannonball in on this.
Lions somehow still ahead in gold though. Even after that, I think it's primarily on the supports. Other cores are fairly even.
Limp just left the pit as Roche respawned. They're not going to know about this, but it literally just as he walked out of the pit, came back. That never feels good. Smoke up all around. Viking. I mean, it would have been worse if they stayed because Tanner actually had...
Slag is invis right now on top of Leshrac.
Oh man, if he can just bring him down really quickly, it would be pretty great. However, they're holding back for now, and now he initiates Shad on top of Limp. Limp immediately trying to do as much damage obviously can, but in comes a duel, and down goes Limp. But buying back, and he's got to try and TP to. Crystal Maiden gets finished off quickly afterwards, but Celery is down in the back lines. Meanwhile, 33, he's been the front lines, and Nico Baby with that BKB will be able to finish off Aramis. So 2 heroes dead on the side of Viking, and they're looking for more. Toby would be a much bigger kill. He does have the greater Fairy Fire. It's going to pop it now, but it doesn't really mean much, as Nico Baby will follow him with the Earth Shock chasing forward. I feel like that spell should probably be renamed with its new
which one?
Jumping through the air. Earth Shock.
Ah, Earth Shock, right. 2 buybacks for both teams here. So that pretty much settles it. Nothing's gonna happen. I think Alliance can obviously wait for their BKB on Ursa before going into the pit.
Oh yes, Helm of the Undying. That is such a huge pick-off for Limp actually. If they surely they give it to Limp, right? He's been dying every fight. Just let him get 6 seconds of getting his spells off.
Weaver has it right now, which is also a decent choice.
Oh,
so he can always get his ultimate off.
True.
But yeah, I mean, Dire is gonna have to keep looking at Roshan because they're playing as Ursa. They can't really kill it that easily themselves. There's gonna be another fight breaking out top, I feel.
Yep, I feel it in the air as well. As they try and take this outpost, Toby will be able to do so. And now seeing all these heroes there go, whoa, wait a minute, there's a couple of guys around. And they're gonna immediately throw a tornado out onto 33, but 33 with the force. Wait, did he dodge out the EMP with that? Couldn't quite see, but it doesn't look like he's gonna get away with not popping the borrowed time here as Shad gets on top of him. Hesitant to chase for any more though on the side of Viking. Expecting Alliance's ability to retaliate pretty hard, despite not having that borrowed time anymore, but Alliance also backing themselves up. Knowing that they're giving up this high ground site, they realize they need to back away from that. But now with the smoke, they can be a little bit weird with their positioning, but still, going forward.
And the fact that they didn't have Abaddon ultimate made them wanna, like, go back. They can't really fight if he dies first.
Follow the dragon into the pit. So look at the 3 heroes waiting outside, 2 heroes in the pit doing it. Great positioning from Viking right now. Nico Baby realizes what's up, leading his team over here. 33 and Nico Baby together, pushing forwards, and the toss back onto the Crystal Maiden into the pit. That's a duel, that's a kill. Down goes Fada immediately. Does not have buyback, so cannot get back into the shrine, but Aramis might not quite be so lucky. The Disruption going to keep him alive for a very long time, along with a Deafening Blast. They're looking to get revenge from this onto Abaddon, but that's not going to happen. Nico Baby gets a kill. Meanwhile, Limp could be a nice target here, but it's very tricky to close the gap on him. Meanwhile, Nico Baby just jumping into the middle of everyone's salary, can't do much. He's going to take a fall. Meanwhile, Tanner running around invisible right now. He does now have the dust on him as the DKBs come out. They're trying to keep him alive, but it's not going to happen. Shad just being completely ignored in the middle of all of this. They don't care about the slug. They want everybody else, and Toby is certainly looking like anybody else right now. They're closing the gap, and they will get that kill with a stun from Limp. 4 heroes down the fight of Viking. Finally, they fall. Finally, Alliance find a good fight where they can keep Limp alive and allow Nico Baby to jump around the fight doing what he wants. Viking, they just lack the focus. It's all well and good throwing back the CM into the pit, but when you've just thrown everything onto the Crystal Maiden, the rest of the heroes just feel so enabled, and in the end, I don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, Ursa just kills the Tiny instantly after tossing back, so it's not really worth it. Like, you do kill the CM, but like losing your Tiny, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, so he actually completed that, but he gets banished up. Shad's trying to make his way over, but won't connect with the leap. And Hanskin, I think he's going to be okay here. He's got the time lapse. Yep, there it is. Ultimate is on Tim, so they know where he is.
Gonna keep trying.
Oh, come on. That was just like pixels off that leap, but it does mean the Weaver escapes okay. Oh, and the Abaddon, interestingly, picking up an Aghanim Scepter now as well. He's going to be able to save his teammates, throw out a lot of heals in these fights. I'm surprised by this Aghanim Scepter a little bit, because it feels like these fights have been very long and drawn out, and when that's the case, you know, when you've only got 7 seconds of borrowed time to throw out these heals in, sometimes it doesn't feel so valuable, but you can pop it when someone gets dueled though, and that's generally going to keep them alive long enough if you can get a heal on, if you can get a shield on them as well.
Yeah, I don't really know how good that item actually is, but with the Miscoil talent as well, like it's a lot of heal.
Yeah.
315. They just keep coming. Yeah. I think the problem for Viking is that they don't really have any support items. Like they have their spells in Shadow Demon Save and stuff, but when you look at the Alliance, they have 4 staffs, 2 4 staffs. They have in base. Toby is getting going on here.
Yeah, they're going in pretty deep right now, but Toby's going to be okay for now. They're going focusing on the towers. It's nearly finished off. The tower will finally fall, and that's the high ground broken, but they're going in hard here. Baden, he's getting beaten down by Shad pretty badly, but pop the borrowed time, gonna get him back okay. Meanwhile, Ursa gonna win the duel against Toby. That's not too great as they dive deep with their BKBs, using the power of the magic resistance to just break the Viking lineup right now. There is no Legion commander, and Nico Baby knows it, and he jumps in deep onto the Shad. He's positioned way too far forward here. He will pay the price. It's a double kill for Limp. Shad needs to get himself out of here. The leap will get him a little bit of safety, and they'll toss back the Abaddon. Can they kill him? I really don't think so. You know, Nico Baby on the front lines, but a beautiful stun from Limp. Gonna hold them both still, allow Nico Baby to come crashing back down to earth and start to get real damage, and then the time lapse onto Nico Baby as well, keeping him alive. They can't finish anybody off right now, and Vikings suddenly find themselves with only 2 heroes alive and a barracks down, and a second one might be following as well. This game was going so good for them just about 7 minutes ago, and now everything is falling apart quite literally as their middle tier 3 crumbles under the weight of Alliance, and now they're looking towards Arax as well. Ooh. And Tyna now in trouble. Nico Baby's on top. EMP gonna do a little bit of work to get control up the Ursa. He can do that much at the very least. Nice 4-man overwhelming odds. And down going the barracks, and they're going to try and retreat with this one. Viking want to chase forwards, 10 seconds until their supports are back up. Shad with the Alacrity on the front lines. One's going to stun him up as well, but they can wake him up with Toby quite easily. That's a lot of attack speed with the Alacrity and the Pressy attack. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. Might as well go threaten to kill the shrine. If they don't come, you just kill it. If they come, you can always just keep running away. And I guess Alliance just gonna make sure they have full mana. Buy their items from all this gold they just got from double Raxus. Games, obviously in their control completely now.
Yeah, Alliance would have to
Bottom
do something.
lane though. Black double damage here.
Yeah, this is... Alright, that's Nico Baby down. Viking could find an opening. The rest of the team are gathering, but I'm really not sure. He's popped the ultimate to try and heal him up a little bit here on the Ursa, but it's Crystal Maiden who's just absolutely melting under Shad right now. Shad trying to go forwards here, but still can't find the kill. There's a shield, there's heals, there's so much coming out, but she'll pop the BKB, and now looks for more. Limp's going to be the next target, trying to close the gap. Has that Diffusal Blade ready to slow him down in just a second, but Limp pops the BKB. Shad's BKB now running out, but he's got the Alacrity. The duel comes out, they're going in deep. Viking turning the tables right now, but the time lapse going to keep Leshrac alive for such a long time, and Toby's going to drop. Slark still just about keeping it alive, but jumps out of the base. Aramis won't have that luxury, and Shad's being chased. Shad's gonna die. 84 seconds on the bench. Does have the buyback, but the Tiny is dead without it. And I think this might be it. Misery. It's looking pretty rough right now with 3 heroes dead without buyback. The Slark can come back into this one, but Invoker and Slark alone, I'm not sure how well they'll be able to defend this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that said, Tanner getting the
they're
bounties.
just gonna run down mid.
Gives Tiny his buyback.
Yeah, I mean, they can keep trying. Why not? Give it another go. There's so much sustain and saves from Alliance that it's very hard for Slark to. He kind of has to kill everyone, right? Like it's their only
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
And with all the saves, he can't really.
Quickening charm on the Baron, by the way.
Middle tower
Very
has fallen.
balanced.
Dire's bottom shrine is
Well,
under
surprisingly, Alliance have backed out. Weren't able to push quite quickly enough. They actually don't have very good push in their lineup,
Dire's
which is
bottom
something...
shrine has fallen.
No, they have their Leshrac, but I mean they're just gonna play it safe.
Yep. Waiting a little longer. They're pinging out bottom. Hanskin here wants to make sure that everything is in their favor. Doesn't want to risk throwing this game. I mean, it was a crazy, crazy chase from Vikings down in the bottom lane. They really, really did dive in hard for that one.
Yeah, but I felt like they actually played their chance there. I was
I
about
agree.
to say that I think I was you have to keep going there because like you have a Slack DD, you killed one guy, maybe you kill another one, and then suddenly they don't have buybacks, and you can like almost kill the throne, right? Like that does happen occasionally. These type of like turnarounds. But again, they had so much saves. Like Abaddon kept shielding people, and there's like some Weaver Aghanims. There's like multiple Force Staffs, buybacks.
Is under attack.
It's hard. And Ursa just killed the Shadow Demon. That kind of broke
Dire's
everything up.
ancient is under attack.
Leshrac illusions coming in and hitting the base. That's just obnoxious.
Dire's top
Doing a
shrine is
perfectly
under
good job of
attack.
defending this
Dire's
one.
top shrine has
Shrine's going to be taken down. They'll wait for Roshan to respawn and use that safety to go for their final jump here, I think, Alliance. They're playing it patient. This game has been too close to the line for their comfort. So, in the end, they'll just bring it down to a...
Wait, third Roche,
Yep, exactly.
or is it second? Don't remember.
I think
It's third. It's third.
third, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, another thing that we saw earlier as well, I forgot to mention, is the fact that Earthshock actually gets him out of pounds. I don't know if you noticed that.
Ah,
There was
that's
a
pretty
good chase
good.
earlier, and he just Earthshocks out of pounds.
Yeah, that probably shouldn't be a thing.
That would not have happened last patch. That's for sure.
No, no. In many ways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Leash is supposed to just disable pretty much all movement moves, but... Well, there you go.
But Tiny for just having a blink dagger at 38 minutes, it's not enough because he just blinks in, does one combo, and then he dies every time.
Getting some juicy farm right now, but Limp is coming to put an end to this. A blink away. Is he gonna hide in the trees? He's gonna try and go for the TP, goes for the avalanche, goes for the TP, and makes it. Oh my god. What?
BKB.
Limp, calm down, buddy.
Maybe he misclicked. Yeah, it looks like he misclicked because he had his items in the wrong slots. He just
Oh
changed
yeah,
it around
the
now.
Yule's ready to go. Okay, okay. Oh, in comes a... Oh my god, the disrupt... What? Shadow Demon just melted. He doesn't exist anymore. He couldn't get disrupt, couldn't get off anything.
Radiant's bottom tower
Not a
is under
chance.
attack.
That was a mean combo. Earthshock into the Abyssal. And just the damage is insane. They forced off Tanner forwards here. Trying to get him out of position, but for now, that's not going to happen as this courier comes out to do a bit of warding. Ancient's being taken though. They need to find some kind of defense right now. Nico Baby chasing Aramis right back into the base and the stun on the steps. He's actually going to be chased back in. The avalanche doesn't matter though. The ultimate as well from... Oh, the duel actually coming out on the front lines here. Legion Commander trying to make this one happen. Fata gets a kill onto Toby and wins the duel. And that is going to put an end to this game. And it is going to be Alliance who take the victory here. It was only a matter of time. They were running down the clock. They didn't need Roshan. They just needed a good old-fashioned push. GG, well played, comes out, and Alliance take game one.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely a shot for them to take this game. It looked like they were somewhat in control. I think they just took some bad fights, like the one on bottom where Slack went in for the CM. Like, Tiny kind of traded his life for Leshrac, and then they kept going on CM. He stood his ground, ulted, and Slack had to ult himself and run away, which made Alliance like kind of free to just chase them down. And Viking chose to not, instead of just kind of trying to get out and run away, they ended up turning and losing like all their heroes. And I think I don't know, 1, maybe even 2 towers. Like that was really big. But overall, kind of close game, I would say. It could have
Yeah.
easily gone into Vikings' favor.
Yeah, I mean, this Slark felt
I do.
very, very powerful early on in the game, but unfortunately, there was a point where there was just too much for him to do and not enough kind of secondary sources of damage and pickoff.
I do think though that it was not really on Viking GG as much as it was on just playing sloppily. I do think their draft is a little stronger. I think they did make a few plays that were questionable.
Sorry, whose draft did you think was stronger?
I think Alliance draft was a bit stronger, even going late game as you saw.
Okay.
It just never was easy for Viking to fight there,
Yeah.
and I had to have like it was also some weird scenario where Slack had like 300 damage at like some 18 minutes. You know, it doesn't happen every day that this type of fight. That's kind of what got them back into the game. But yeah, they played their chance at least. So
They
it's
did.
not impossible
They did.
that
Yeah,
they
you gotta
maybe
give them credit for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad. But I do think they need to try to match the timing of Alliance a bit more. Like if Alliance picks CM and Abaddon, they need to try to kind of be able to fight that at the timing where Alliance wants to fight. Because otherwise Alliance will just kind of run at you and force you to fight or take your towers.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely took the fight to Alliance a lot of the time, and going in deep at the end there. Some people might, think that that's kind of like a throwy play or like, a bit like, oh, the game's over, let's just go for it. But that wasn't. I think most teams would make the same move in their position. They were just trying to catapult off an initial pickoff and take what's probably the highest percentage chance for them to win the game at that moment. It's probably not going to come after that point. So they just realize that, they go for it. Unfortunately, it doesn't end well for them, but absolutely the right thing to do. So I really like what Viking did. I mean, they seem like a much better team than the team which we're playing this morning. So definitely looking forward to seeing more of Viking as they grow throughout the season. And of course, we will get to see more of Viking coming up next. This is a best of 2 series, Alliance versus Viking, game number 2, coming up in just a minute.